everyone, it's Moose and thank you so much for joining me back here. Today we are going to do another tag video. I was recently tagged in the Finally Fall tagged by Kim Reads a Book or Two. So thank you so much for tagging me. I will link her channel down below. You guys should go check it out. I didn't really think about these questions before I came to film this video, so I'm sorry. I've only seen these questions in her video. I saw her answers, but as far as my own answers, I didn't really think them through. So here we go. It's going to be an experience. Question number 1. In fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. Okay, when I think vivid, I think bright, right? And a lot of the books I read do not have that kind of description. I recently just read Strange to the Dreamer. I wouldn't say it was vivid, but I do think the details were explained very well. So I got a clear view of what it was supposed to look like. Otherwise, I would say the Lichgate saga. The Grimoire Saga, that's what it's called. The first book is called The Lichgate by S.M. Boyce. It's an ebook series. It's a fantasy series. I started rereading through it at the beginning of this year and only got like halfway into the second book. So I didn't finish my reread, but that book does a very good job at explaining the setting very well. Question number 2. Nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. The first book that comes to mind is The Help. It's been years since I've read this book, but it is one of my favorites. And I do think the book does a much better job at dealing with those heavier topics than the movie. If I remember correctly, I think the movie kind of leaves out important details when it comes to the loss and grieving part. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. So that book, I would say. Another book that also comes to mind is Lovely Bones. Again, years since I've read that book, but I do remember really enjoying it, and it's all about a girl who has died, who has been killed. So, question number 3, fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. This one is hard for me because I don't read a lot of nonfiction. I guess the most recent nonfiction book that I can actually remember reading is a memoir by Mary Carr. And I wouldn't necessarily say that it taught me something new, but then again it did. I read these books for a class. I'll put them up here because I don't really remember the names of the titles exactly. But I read a memoir by her and then a poetry book by her, which are, you know, she still writes about her life. And within that class, we were allowed to write kind of a self-reflection paper, since memoirs are essentially self-reflection. And I learned a lot about myself in that paper. And you know, the whole reason I was allowed to write the paper is because of these books. So I would say that these books taught me a lot about myself, as cliche as that sounds. 4. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family / household / friend group that you'd like to be a part of. The first thing that comes to mind is Harry Potter. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that. But yeah, I would enjoy being friends with Ron and Hermione. Harry is not my favorite character in the series. I feel like the main character is never my favorite character. That one would be good. I'm looking through my Goodreads. This always helps me keep my thoughts clear. I also wouldn't mind being part of the Fellowship from Lord of the Rings. You know, just any of the Hobbits really, I think would be fun. That could be my answer. I would want to be part of the Hobbits. I want to be a little Hobbit. That would be fun. They're so sweet. They have, you know, good hearts. They seem like a lot of fun. They're always so happy. Most of the time they're optimistic. Yeah, I would want to be a Hobbit. Question number 5. The colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall-colored spines. This is going to be difficult. I am home with my parents for a couple of months and my bookshelves are back home in Georgia. I did bring some books with me. Let me see what I have. Hold on. Okay, so I don't think I did too bad. Here is what I have. They are kind of everywhere. Kings of the Wild, obviously red, I feel like is a fall color-ish. Terrier, which is my current read, is orange, which I think is one of the most prominent fall colors. Ember in the Ashes has this orangish red, so I included it too. Map of Bones, again, like some orange and red. And then Queen of the Tearling has gold, which I consider a fall color. I don't know about you. So here we go. Okay, Question number 6, fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. First book that comes to mind is Name of the Wind. Quoth, I can't remember how to pronounce his name. It's very difficult and it's not how it's spelled. Anyways, yeah, it's all about him telling the story of his past. So that is the first one that comes to mind. Question number 7, the nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. I don't read horror, so I don't know. Anything by Stephen King, I guess. Maybe I was not the right person to tag for this. Yeah, I don't read horror. I can't even remember reading a book that made me feel kind of creepy inside. I'm sorry. Question number 8, the days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. I've been reading through the Chronicles of Narnia, and those are really good and short. They're kind of warm feeling. So yeah, I guess I'm going to say one of the Chronicles of Narnia, either The Magician's Nephew or The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Most of these books are below 300 pages, so they're pretty short and they make you feel warm inside because, I mean, they're kids books, you know. Number 9, fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon. This year has been the year of rereads for me. I've reread through Twilight, which was, I don't know, a big part of my middle school and high school life. So that was a series that I reread quite often. I also reread The Hunger Games quite often. I reread that this year. Again, this is going to give me a lot of flack, but I also reread Harry Potter every couple of years, and it's about due for a reread. I haven't read it the past 2 years, I think. And again, those are the 3 series that I kind of cycle through and I reread pretty often. So I guess that's next up. Question number 10, fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. I don't know, a blanket. I feel like is a common answer for this. I do like to cuddle up in a blanket. I also really like to read in the bath. I haven't gotten to do that since I had my son, but my favorite thing is late at night when the house is quiet and outside is quiet. You just run a steaming hot bath that like kind of burns when you sit down in it, but it feels so good once you're like used to it a little bit and it's so warm. That is one of my favorite things. That and coffee. I miss coffee. I quit drinking caffeine when I got pregnant with my son, and I don't need the caffeine anymore, but I do miss the routine. I drink decaf whenever I'm back home in Georgia because I like the taste of it. I like the routine of it, to just sit on a couch with a book and some coffee. So good. And then the last question. Question 11, spread the autumn appreciation and tag some people. If you watch any of my tag videos, you know how this goes. I don't really feel comfortable tagging people. I don't want to make people feel obligated to do this if they don't really want to. I don't feel that way. So thank you again for tagging me. And if you ever tag me in anything, thank you. But I don't want to make people feel that way because I feel like some people might. So if you want to do this tag, go for it and let me know that you did it so that I can come watch it and I'll check it out. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment. You guys are awesome. I am thankful for you. And we'll be back here next time, guys. See ya!